As we grow older, many of us find ourselves living alone, entering a new phase of life that is filled with both peace and challenges. At first glance, it may seem daunting to face the quiet moments without a partner, family, or friends constantly around. However, this stage of life can also be one of the most profound, empowering, and enriching chapters we experience. Living alone can open doors to self-discovery, freedom, and a deep connection to the world around us. While the adjustment period may be difficult, there is also tremendous potential for growth. In this video, we'll explore the ways in which living alone in old age transforms us. From reconnecting with who we truly are to developing new routines and becoming more self-sufficient, this journey is one of rediscovery and personal growth. We'll share real stories of individuals who have embraced this stage, finding joy in new hobbies, building meaningful relationships on their own terms, and cultivating a greater sense of mindfulness. Whether you are already living alone or anticipate this phase in the future, this journey is one that can be filled with meaning and beauty. If you're ready to dive deeper into this topic, join the conversation in the comments below and share your thoughts or experiences. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay connected with more content that supports and empowers you through every stage of life. 1. Reconnecting with ourselves, rediscovering who we are at our core. One of the most powerful and unexpected aspects of living alone in old age is the opportunity to reconnect with our inner selves. After years of focusing on others, whether through work, raising children, or caring for a spouse, suddenly being alone allows us the space to rediscover our own identity. Without the constant noise of daily distractions, we are offered the chance to reflect on what truly matters to us. Take the story of Margaret, a 65-year-old woman who shared her experience on an online forum. After her husband passed away, Margaret was left to face life alone in a small apartment. At first, she found the silence overwhelming and the absence of her husband's presence heartbreaking. But as time went on, something remarkable happened. Margaret started to reconnect with old passions that had long been neglected, gardening, in particular. What began as a few small pots of herbs on her window still evolved into a balcony garden brimming with life. She now refers to herself, humorously, as the crazy plant lady. Margaret's journey of self-discovery didn't happen overnight, but she learned that living alone didn't have to equate to loneliness. It became a time to rediscover her passions and fill her days with activities that brought her joy and peace. In her own words, "I never knew how much happiness could come from simply caring for plants. They've helped me find a piece of myself I thought was lost." Living alone can give us the rare gift of time to reflect, time to pursue interests we may have put on hold, and time to rediscover what makes us feel alive. This journey of self-reconnection often leads to a deeper understanding of ourselves, allowing us to embrace the things that bring joy into our lives in a more intentional way. 2. Developing new routines and rituals, finding rhythm in solitude. Living alone requires us to create our own routines and daily rituals. Without the demands of a partner, family, or a hectic work schedule, we are free to shape our days in a way that suits our individual needs and preferences. For many, this newfound freedom brings a sense of comfort and rhythm to daily life. John, a retired engineer, shared his experience of transitioning to a life of solitude after decades of following a rigid work schedule. For years, John's life revolved around waking up at 5 a.m. and rushing out the door to meet the demands of his job. But once he retired and found himself living alone, John discovered the beauty of slow mornings. Now, he takes his time waking up, enjoys a leisurely breakfast with his coffee and the newspaper, and then takes a peaceful 20-minute walk around his neighborhood each afternoon. This new routine has brought a sense of balance and purpose to John's days. He finds solace in the fact that he no longer has to rush for anyone, and he can build his days exactly as he pleases. Lily, a widow in her early 70s, also found comfort in creating her own routines. She began ending her days with a candle-lit bath and a good book. This nightly ritual, which had previously been impossible while caring for her late husband, has become a sacred time for her. It helps her wind down, reflect, and transition peacefully into sleep. By establishing new routines that prioritize self-care and tranquility, living alone has allowed Lily to find calm and contentment in her solitude. These new rituals, no matter how simple, can transform our experience of living alone. Whether it's practicing mindfulness in the mornings, taking a daily walk, or enjoying a moment of stillness at the end of the day, establishing personal routines allows us to take control of our time in ways that are nourishing and meaningful. 3. Becoming more self-reliant, building confidence through independence. Living alone inevitably requires us to become more self-reliant. When we are solely responsible for managing our household, our health, and our daily needs, we develop a sense of independence that can be both challenging and empowering. Arthur, a 68-year-old man, found himself in this situation after his wife passed away. Throughout their marriage, his wife had taken care of most household tasks, especially cooking. Arthur had never cooked more than a simple breakfast of toast and eggs, and he found himself at a loss when faced with the responsibility of preparing meals every day. But instead of giving up, Arthur turned to the internet, watching basic cooking tutorials on YouTube. His first success, a modest pasta dish, was a triumph that he proudly shared with others in his online community. Over time, Arthur's culinary skills improved, and cooking became something he looked forward to each day. In another case, Joyce, who had never been responsible for home repairs, discovered a newfound capability for fixing things around her house. After her husband's passing, Joyce moved into a small cottage and had to learn to manage everything herself. She turned to online resources for help, learning how to unclog sinks, change light fixtures, and even build her own shelves. Joyce shared that the sense of pride and accomplishment she felt from becoming more self-reliant was something she had never expected. "I never thought I'd be the handy one in the house," she wrote in an online post. "But it turns out I'm stronger and more capable than I ever gave myself credit for." Stories like Arthur's and Joyce's highlight the immense confidence and self-assurance that can come from living alone. While initially daunting, the need to rely on oneself often leads to personal growth, a renewed sense of capability, and an appreciation for our own resilience. 4. Rediscovering old hobbies and exploring new interests, embracing creative freedom. One of the most rewarding aspects of living alone is the opportunity to dive into hobbies and interests, both old and new, that we may have set aside earlier in life. With fewer responsibilities pulling us in different directions, we have the time and space to truly indulge in activities that excite us and bring joy. For Carol, a woman in her mid-70s, living alone provided the chance to rediscover her love of painting. She hadn't picked up a paintbrush in over 4 decades, but after retiring and finding herself with more free time, Carol decided to join a local art class. Surrounded by people half her age, Carol embraced the opportunity to express her creativity. She even transformed a small corner of her living room into a personal art studio. Her paintings now hang proudly on her walls, and she credits this rediscovery of an old hobby with helping her stay connected to her younger, more vibrant self. Bill, a 72-year-old widower from Florida, found a different kind of creative outlet: birdwatching. After his wife passed away, Bill struggled with grief and often felt restless in his solitude. One afternoon, while sitting in his backyard, he noticed the variety of birds that visited his garden. What started as a simple observation soon grew into a full-blown passion. Bill bought a journal to record the different species he spotted and even invested in a pair of binoculars. For him, birdwatching became a way to connect with nature, find peace, and heal from his loss. Bill's story is a beautiful reminder that life continues, even in the smallest, most subtle ways, and that these moments of connection can help us find meaning and joy in solitude. Living alone provides the freedom to explore hobbies and interests at our own pace, without worrying about anyone else's schedule or preferences. Whether it's taking up painting, birdwatching, knitting, or learning a musical instrument, the possibilities are endless. 5. Building stronger connections on your own terms, embracing meaningful relationships. Living alone doesn't have to mean being isolated. In fact, many people find that their social interactions become richer and more meaningful because they have the freedom to choose when and how they engage with others. Instead of being surrounded by people out of obligation, living alone allows us to build deeper, more intentional connections with those who genuinely enrich our lives. Doris, a woman in her late 60s, shared how living alone actually strengthened her relationship with her daughter. With no one else to care for, Doris found herself making more time for phone calls and coffee dates with her daughter, leading to more meaningful and uninterrupted conversations. Similarly, James, a retired schoolteacher, always considered himself an introvert, but living alone helped him realize how much he valued deep connections with close friends. He now hosts weekly game nights with a small group of friends he met at a local senior center. These gatherings have become the highlight of his week and have allowed him to build lasting friendships that bring him joy. Living alone offers the opportunity to engage with others on your own terms, whether that means strengthening family bonds, fostering new friendships, or reconnecting with old acquaintances. With the ability to choose when and how to interact, many older adults find themselves surrounded by richer, more fulfilling relationships. 6. Mindfulness and gratitude, embracing the present moment. One of the greatest gifts that living alone in old age offers is the opportunity to cultivate mindfulness and gratitude. With fewer distractions and a quieter environment, many people find themselves becoming more attuned to the present moment. This newfound stillness allows for reflection, peace, and a deeper appreciation for the little things in life. Anna, a 73-year-old widow, initially struggled with loneliness after her husband passed away. The quiet evenings felt endless, and the silence was often deafening. But over time, Anna began to find comfort in these moments of stillness. She started a daily mindfulness practice, sitting by her window with a cup of tea and simply observing the world around her, the changing colors of the sky at dusk, the rustling of leaves in the wind, the birds that came and went. These small, mindful practices helped Anna shift her focus from what she had lost to the simple beauty of the present moment. David, another retiree, discovered the power of gratitude journaling. Each morning, he writes down 3 things he is grateful for. Sometimes they are big, like his good health or the love of his children. Other times they are small, a good cup of coffee, a sunny day, or a funny joke he heard on the radio. David says that this practice has transformed his outlook on life, helping him to stay positive and focused on the good things, even when he feels lonely. Living alone provides the opportunity to embrace mindfulness and gratitude as tools for finding peace and contentment. Whether it's through journaling, meditation, or simply taking time to savor the little moments, cultivating mindfulness can help us find joy in the present and appreciate life's simple pleasures. Living alone in old age is a journey filled with discovery, growth, and empowerment. While the transition may be difficult at first, it offers us the chance to reconnect with ourselves, build new routines, become more self-reliant, and find creative outlets that bring us joy. It also allows us to build meaningful relationships on our own terms and practice mindfulness and gratitude in ways that enrich our lives. If you're currently living alone, or if you anticipate this stage in the future, embrace it as an opportunity for self-growth and renewal. Living alone doesn't mean living in isolation. It can be a time of deep reflection, creative exploration, and personal empowerment. Share your own stories of living alone, or tell us what you're looking forward to in this chapter of your life. Let's build a community where we support each other and celebrate the beauty of solitude. If this topic resonates with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with others who may benefit from this discussion. And remember, you're never truly alone on this journey. We're all in this together.